Make the ground shake.
Bitches, how are you?
Oh, right when I'm about to say the intro, too. Oh, my God. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Collapug Podcast, episode number 7 of the Reboot. That's right, we are recording on May 3rd, 2020. Tomorrow is May 4th. May the 4th be with you if you're a Star Wars fan, if you celebrate that. And, hey, good for you. We got some topics tonight to talk about Star Wars-wise, and we got plenty more to talk about here. But on that note, I am Kyle the Pug. If you guys didn't know that by now, then I don't know. Then you probably need to go watch another Twitch or YouTube, or I don't know. I mean, it's your life. You guys do what you want to do. I'm not in control of it. But anyways, as I said, I'm Kyle the Pug, and Mattman, he's occupied with the realest of MVPs, Alex, and of course, the GOAT, which is actually not a GOAT. We'll talk about that like some other time down the road from now, but yeah, he's occupied with his kids. So I am here today, as always, with the pesky Penguin, as you heard earlier. So, Penguin, what's going on, man? How are you doing? What you been up to?
Waddling.
He's been waddling, he's been gaming, he's been working, he does everything. He does every single thing in the book. He's multi-talented. He's just that talented.
I can do everything but win the damn lottery.
Don't we all want to win the lottery at some point of our lives? It's just, why do we need to win the lottery, man? Good God Almighty.
So we don't have to work.
I mean, we're not, all of us aren't working right now, of course, with this whole stupid pandemic thing, but, you know, that's just, life just kicks us in the booty sometimes. I'll just throw that out there.
Vacuum cleaner, I'm going to call it Life. That way I can say, life sucks for $5.95.
Actually, it's more like $5.95.
And life blows.
Yeah, it's actually $5.95.99. Just having to say life sucks. Just because vacuum cleaners do not cost $9.95, I can tell you that much. Or $5.95, so I apologize for that.
But get this coupon code for 99¢ off.
Use code Penguinator for 100% off everything. We're just, even G Fuel, everything, all that jazz, just 100% off every single thing in the book. So,
go online, print it off, and take it to the store, and they'll tell you what you can do with it.
But then they'll tell you, like, no, it's like GameStop. You'll try to sell a game and then be like, oh, no, we'll give you, like, $5 for a game when you bought it for, like, you know, $60, like, brand new, like, not even, like, even used, like, mint condition. Doesn't matter what game it is. Could be Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, PC game, Steam game, gift card, whatever. You try to take it back, all you get is, like, $5, which is just kind of...
That's their racket, dude. It's like, I already, for a present, I got Batman Arkham Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the PS4 came out, of course I wait for it to come down in price a little bit. They had a good bundle that I wanted to get because it was a 1 terabyte regular PS4 just before the Pro came out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was a Batman Arkham Knight bundle. And I said, hey, I've already got Arkham Knight, so if I open this right now after purchasing, can I just give you the game back and you give me money for it or store credit? They said, no, you literally have to leave the store with it, open it, bring it back.
Open it, bring it. What?
Like,
you have to open the game.
Seriously?
Okay, so let me get this straight. You have to open the game. They told you to open the game first, and then all of a sudden just to, like, bring it back. Like when you opened it up. Like, what kind of nonsense?
And he tried to give me
that?
this line of crap. Oh, I kid you not. Then he went into the narrative that they're trained to say. I was like,
oh boy.
So, but I'm taking it right out of the box. Well, we have to do that to prevent, you know, people being those bad games. I was like, you're literally watching me take it out of the box and say, here, I want credit. It goes out of the box, brand new, still wrapped, to you.
Oh, that's just good old GameStop at its place. That's why I don't shop there anymore.
I was like, so, and this is in front of a bunch of people in the store, too. They're watching this whole transaction happen. I said, so let me get this straight. You want me to walk out the store, take the wrap off of it, and bring it back in the store so you can verify something that was in a box sealed in your own store before you handed it to me was not messed with.
This is so dumb.
And you actually have Batman Arkham Knight, the CD for PS4 in that container, and then you're going to give me store credit or buy it back from me for like only $30.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
$30. Yeah, I would have just said, no, screw this. I would have just sold it on eBay or Amazon or something, and just like,
like, dude, the game literally just came out. It's $60, and you're gonna, we'll give you store credit for half. I was like, no, y'all are full of crap.
Yeah, I would have just ran out the store. Like, I wouldn't even care it after that.
No, the problem was I'd already prepaid for it.
Oh, so yeah, you basically, you already pre-ordered it basically. But
yeah,
yeah,
at the same time, like what I found with GameStops is certain employees will do stupid stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the manager knew me, and he called me later, and he's like, "Hey, if you want to bring it back, I'll take care of it." So I brought it to him, still sealed, and I got my full credit.
Well, there you go. Like, at least it all turned out well in the end.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, you gotta talk to some of these people. Like, I mean, I understand that if I leave the store with it and try to come back, you need to check. But if I'm literally opening a bundle box, but I've already got the game because somebody gifted it to me, and I say, here, I just want store credit for the game, I'm keeping the bundle. And he said, yeah, we're going to have to change that policy because I see where you're coming from. I was like, that was retarded. Like, I was like, and it wasn't the policy that was retarded. I told him, I was like, dude, the retarded part was he literally told me, go outside and take the wrap off and bring it back in the store.
just take the wrap off. I've never heard that
like,
before in my entire life.
Him.
I've never heard that, ever.
Yeah, he actually told me, he went and asked the kid, and he's like, he's a dumbass. I'm like, dude, you don't tell somebody, hey, I want you to go outside the store with it, take the wrap off, and bring it back in.
Who does that? Who has time, and why do people do that? Oh,
like,
man.
I even said, here, you take it out of the box so I'm not even touching it, so that way you know it's not been messed with.
You should have done, I was going to say, you should have done like a live stream of unboxing it and then going back into the GameStop store and just get his reaction. That's what I would have done.
I swear.
But I think the PS4 bundle I also bought like a long time ago when I got my PS4. I think it was the Batman Arkham Knight one. It was actually the I got it for, I think it was like it was like the standard edition. It was a pretty good. It didn't have like all the Batman gadgets on it. It came with the game though, so I got the game for free. So I bought it for like, I don't know, it was like $432 or something like that just for the bundled edition. That's basically how I got, well, my PS4 was. PS4s usually go for like, I don't know, $350, but yeah, but like the bundled edition was like, you know, $200. Well, not $200. I wish it was $200. That would have been insane. But I would say like, yeah. So yeah, basically the bundle plus tax. So yeah, you were talking about like $436 plus tax. So you were talking about like somewhere around there. I didn't have any trouble buying that. But unlike you, when you had like the whole diabolical scheme, take the unbox it. Unwrap it, come back in, then we'll give you half credit. It's like, I would have just said, shove it up your ass. I'm not doing that. Oh, good God. Man, but on that note, quite the story from Penguinator, so I'm glad we actually got to start off on that note, which brings us to our question of the night, and our question of the night is, since May 4th is tomorrow, like I was mentioning at the beginning of the show, May the 4th be with you if you celebrate, if you're a big-time Star Wars fan, nerd, you have all these collectibles, whatever. Out of all the 9 Star Wars movies, which is your favorite Star Wars movie and why? So, Penguin, you want to answer? And before he says the one not with Jar Jar Binks.
No, I'm going to be serious.
All right, we were talking about that before the show. So,
in all honesty, I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but to me, it was not one of the trilogies. It was actually Star Wars Rogue One.
Okay, that's acceptable. So, and explain.
The reason I liked how they did the story, the tie in from the end of number 3 to New Hope. I like how they showed that Vader was actually very vulnerable when he wasn't actually in the suit when they went to see him on that planet. The whole backstory that you had a traitor within the Empire who was trying to help the rebels destroy the Empire by creating the weakness within the Death Star. Everything in there fit, and then on top of that, you had a sarcastic ass android that made it funny as hell for parts that needed to be funny, and it was like the humor that he brought in to alleviate some of the stress during some of the tense points in the movie just worked perfectly, kind of like Avengers.
Oh yeah, no question.
So, like the whole thing perfectly panned out. It was the best side story for Star Wars, and to me, I think it was the best movie overall. Because everything in the movie just panned out perfectly.
Okay. Yeah, so if I had to do a top 3 Star Wars movies that I enjoyed, this is like in no order though, but well, maybe it might be in order. I don't know. You guys can kind of make the call here. So number 3, I have The Empire Strikes Back. Number 2 is Rogue One, and number 1 is Return of the Jedi. That would be my top 3.
Bad.
But yeah, that's just my top 3. Everybody's could be different, you know. Just my personal, but yeah, Rogue One is definitely like in my top 3, hands down for sure. But
especially that android, that was just too damn funny.
Yeah, it wasn't even part of the series, but it was like one of the best side Star Wars stuff like I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and I would have to say like, okay, I'll do 2, like non-canon for trilogy-wise, but still part of the canon series. Top is Rogue One. Part of the different trilogies, the 3 trilogies, I would say overall was definitely Empire Strikes Back because they did the ultimate reveal in the movie.
Oh yeah, that's why I have it in my top 3.
No one has done a reveal like that ever since. So many people never saw it coming. They never talked about it in the trailers. Nothing. And then all of a sudden you hear, Luke, I am your father. And everybody's like, shit.
You're like, oh, damn.
This just got Facebook real.
Yeah, but then back then you didn't have social media, though. So, like, nobody would have known.
So it was actually a bomb drop for that movie.
Yeah, because if they had social media back then, you would have seen spoilers all over the place. Like, oh my god, it would have been insane. Oh, man. But, yeah, so Return of the Jedi, I put that as number 1 because I feel like that's, even like the ending for it was probably one of the best Star Wars endings. Like, I mean, it should have ended just like that, but of course J.J. Abrams was like, oh, let's add 3 more movies to it. So, I mean, the movies were okay. They were fine. There were some flaws a little bit, but I'm gonna name off like my 2 worst ones of the entire series. I'm gonna name one that wasn't in the series. So the Solo one didn't really, like, that's in my worst one because it didn't really, I wasn't really excited for it. When I watched it, I just got zoned out entirely. I had no idea what was going on. The storyline was just, and it didn't really excite me at all. I don't know, something about it it didn't really hype me up to like Rogue One did. I mean, it tried to. But at the same time, it's just, no, you can't really beat Rogue One, though. I didn't really get excited for that. And my other one that I didn't like was The Last Jedi. That just, oh my god, for a Star Wars movie, it was just, I just felt like it was just a few minutes way too long. Like, it just got stretched out, like, way too much. I don't know, it might be just me, but oh man, I didn't like The Last Jedi. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It just wasn't, up to my standards. Let's just put it that way.
Well, to me, Last Jedi was, out of the new trilogy, is one of the worst, or it was the worst, but it was the worst because you had Force Awakens that set so much up for the storyline.
Oh yeah,
they could have done.
Force Awakens was good. It was actually really well
and then, like,
put out and thought out.
And then the director had to switch for some reason. I forgot what the issue was with the director, but he couldn't do The Last Jedi. So they brought this other nitwit in, who totally didn't do anything that he set up.
That's why it was really, really, really bad.
So many fans walked out of that damn thing.
I don't blame him.
Because they set up to where, and for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, you're living on the rocks. I don't care about spoilers. But, so they set up in Force Awakens to where Rey's parents could end up possibly being like Han or Leia, or somebody within the Skywalker realm or lineage, because of how the lightsaber reacted to her. And she made a comment. It's basically it's always been in the Skywalker line.
Oh yeah.
So everybody was like, oh, somehow she's related to the Skywalkers and what have you. So it set all this crap up. And then Last Jedi comes about, and the guy totally just, I'm not going with what he had. I'm going to do whatever I want. And he put, like, save the animals PETA message in there by releasing the horses, and anybody can be a Jedi as long as they use the Force or try to use the Force from kid. Or what. I was like, dear God, dude, you took a completely perfect storyline and went, I'm going to go put it all over it.
Yeah, just like completely went south. Completely.
And then
just
I was like,
random.
The very end of the movie, here comes Luke. Walks out to face like 5 of the knuckle draggers is what I call them now, because they had like their front feet look like, you know, like the knuckles where they bang their knuckles on the ground type gorilla things.
Yeah,
so
like those AT&T
Yeah.
like knuckle things.
Yeah, AT-ATs.
Yeah, AT-ATs. Yeah, I couldn't think of it for a second.
I call this version the knuckle draggers because that's how their fronts looked, was knuckles.
Yeah, they're like modified AT-ATs basically.
So you have him come out, and they start blasting at him, and then he just wipes off his shoulder, and I'm like, okay, it's about to be salvaged. It's about to be salvaged. No, it's this force projection. Screw you, bunch of bitches.
I mean, I swear to God.
The most badass moment in the whole damn movie, and you made a force projection, and he died.
Yeah. I mean,
really?
I mean, at the same time, if you guys haven't seen the movie, I mean, I don't care. It's, like I said, spoilers. Like, if you haven't seen it at this point, you know, whatever. But yeah, just that whole. It was gonna be a badass scene where he was gonna be like this almighty Jedi, just like blocking everything. But all of a sudden, force trajectory. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, he was really like stuck on his, you know, the planet that he was. I couldn't remember the name of the planet though, for the life of me, where it was at, but. Obviously, he was on this little island, but yeah, he just got super. He just used all of his energy, and then he just like becomes one with the Force and just dies, just like that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's how you actually want him to make him go out like that? Like, I don't know. I just felt like that whole entire movie was just beyond bizarre. It's just I couldn't stand that.
The thing also with that movie that a lot of people don't know is that Hamill came out and he was like, they don't understand lightsabers. I don't know what the hell that director was thinking. I mean, he literally blasted the director for that movie. He's like, you literally have Luke like a hermit that doesn't want to do shit until the very end of the movie. But in the entire movie, you made him to be out like an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the very end
Luke's
of the movie,
not supposed to be an asshole.
Save the day. And then you kill him off anyway, like we were just saying, like with a force projection, not even an actual badass moment when you think about it. Because he was never in any real danger other than using up all his force ability, and he killed himself through suicide. It's like, and he was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of, it's not just him though, but there was like a couple other people that were blasted out on Twitter too. I don't remember who they were exactly, but yeah, I don't blame him for blasting the director. Just like that. Do you remember the director's name? Because I can't remember for the life of me. It wasn't Abrams though. Was it Abrams? I don't know. It wasn't Abrams.
No. It was not Abrams. Abrams was brought back in to save the damn thing.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to look that up here real quick. So, are you okay? But yeah, for the life of me, it's just that movie. That's why everybody was considering that actual 7, 8, and 9 just like the worst of the 3 because of that movie.
Directed by Ryan Johnson and written by Ryan Johnson / George Lucas.
/ George Lucas. Interesting.
It says, based on characters created by George Lucas. So
I was gonna say like, yeah, I don't think Lucas was involved in there.
No, if Lucas was involved, he would have bitch slapped the guy.
Yeah.
What else has this guy directed? Because there's no way he's a good director. Well, just looking at him, he looks like an asshole.
Yeah, I mean,
But see, what gets me though with this guy is he screwed up Star Wars, but then he made a awesome mystery movie called Knives Out with Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
that was a great movie. I'm like, how could you screw up Star Wars when the whole freaking genre is set up for you, but a totally movie you make up? Oh, I'm going to make this the best movie ever. What the hell?
I mean, to be honest, I think he's more of a create your own mind from scratch sort of person when it comes to making a movie than just like having put something right in front of you just to mess up, just like.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh man.
Let me see what some of the others. A movie called
definitely
Looper,
look up.
That sucked. Yeah, no wonder. He directed 3 episodes of Breaking Bad, probably the worst episodes in their history.
Whew. He's had a lot of big projects then.
Not really. I mean, like actual.
Well, kind of, sort of.
Let's see. He's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's only had 14 directing projects, and most of those were short movies or episodes on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And like actual movies, one called Brick, The Brothers Bloom.
Oh,
Looper,
I think I might have heard
Star
that
Wars.
a couple times. Yeah, so his resume doesn't really seem like it's that big, honestly.
No. And then the only thing that's pretty much saving his career was Knives Out, because that was a good movie.
Yeah, I actually want to see that. That actually does look pretty amazing. Okay.
I will say this, that Daniel Craig, I think, did better in this than he does in a James Bond film.
Okay.
I won't ruin it for you, but he does play like a private eye in it, and his sarcastic comments towards the family throughout the film, it's just freaking hilarious.
Oh, well, that's how he is. He's been like that even since through the James Bond films. Like that's totally his character.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, holy crap, 25 minutes. We're kind of falling behind here a little bit. So, we got to get to that Star Wars question of the night really took up like 25 minutes of our time. So, we got to get to the topics of the show here. Yeah, 25 minutes in, and we're just getting to our first topic here. So, yeah, we do. Yeah, the ones we were talking about earlier. So, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that is an up-and-coming action role-playing game by Ubisoft, obviously, that was actually just announced. I think it was Thursday they announced this, or Friday, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was during the week sometime.
Okay, so either way, the game is scheduled for a release in late 2020 for Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, PS4, Google Stadia, and it's supposed to be launched on the next generation consoles for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. So, if you guys didn't know or haven't seen the trailer yet, it is an action-adventure game based in a large open world structured around several main story quests and numerous optional side quests. So the player takes the... Yeah, that's basically it. So, the player takes the role of Ivor. I don't know if I said that, or Ivor, or it's like a Viking name, but I might be saying it wrong. But if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. A Viking raider as they lead their fellow Vikings against the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. The player will have the choice of to be playing as Ivor as either male or female, which is quite interesting because I don't think we've
had a female assassin, have we?
Maybe we did.
No, we did. It was the sister in, was it Unity? Where her brother was leading the gang and she was actually being an assassin?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was called Unity.
Yeah, and they're further able to customize their hair, war paint, clothing, armor, and tattoos, which will be pretty cool in a way also. So, Eagle Vision mechanic is also expected to return in the form of a raven. That'll be Ivor's animal companion in the game. So that's... they're going to be switching that up here a little bit too. So the player can use the Raven to scout nearby areas as previous avian companions have done in Origins and Odyssey, identifying foes and aspects of the game world from afar before he engages in combat. So, Penguin, you actually just watched this trailer just a little bit ago. What do you think, man? You hyped up? I could imagine you are.
This is like the show Vikings meets Assassin's Creed from what I could watch.
Mm-hmm. Or Game of Thrones, basically, from what I've seen.
Is what it is. And just watching the trailer, first I'm sitting there watching the trailer, and I'm like, okay, why am I watching Vikings? Like, watching the trailer literally looked like a dang movie.
Oh,
and then and then you see them start doing all their stuff, and I was like, oh, this is the actual trailer. Okay, I'm not watching a movie trailer. So
yeah, this is the real thing.
The graphics were freaking awesome. And I'm just like, graphics look good. The storyline looks like it's going to be pretty good. And it's going to be based around the Vikings and their mythology. With Odin, Thor.
Yeah, Norse mythology. I
guarantee you're going to see weapons based on those gods from their mythos in there. And even at one point, the main character turned and saw what looked like an old man dressed in a robe by a tree, and then it turned into a raven and took off, which is the Raven vision. And he said, Odin's with us, and they kept fighting because the battle cry where their god Odin was actually on the battlefield with them. So I'm like, there's so much just watching the trailer. I'm like, it looks like it's going to be such a good game. Please don't make it like a week-long campaign of riding through a bunch of towns forever.
Just like an open world, like RPG sort of thing, where you have like, I mean, it's going to have like numerous side quests, obviously. So every Assassin's Creed has side quests and all that.
If you have a side quest, that's different. But if you're like literally, you can't fast travel. You have to get on a horse and you have to literally ride from town to town and do stuff along the way. The only one I didn't mind doing that on was Black Flag, because you get the pilot or captain of a pirate ship and you got to blast cannons at other ships. So you actually in transit was fun because you actually got into battles with ships and everything. So that was a lot of fun.
I think the last Assassin's Creed game I played was number 3 with the it was the War of 1812. Connor? Yeah, Connor. Yeah, War of 1812, and I even played the DLC for it too, which was, oh man, that Assassin's Creed 3 DLC. It was worth the money spent on it too. It was that DLC was amazing.
I like the DLC. The DLC storyline where he basically went after Washington and told him, like, basically, if you become evil, I'm going to come for you again.
Yeah, that's basically what would happen if Washington actually became a king instead of a president. He would turn into this like giant well, not giant, but he would turn into this like evil tyrant, which the people are afraid of, and you have to like and the best part about that is you actually team up with like former British soldiers like going up against him, and that would be actually pretty cool though. That was actually a pretty cool storyline they came up with.
And I kind of liked that they went that way with it, because everybody has wondered, what if Washington had been a king versus he just wanted to be a president and then step down. Everybody's always wondered that. But I do feel, though, with his character, I don't think he would turn into an evil king. That's just my opinion from reading history books about the stuff he did during the war. And he was so humble to say, no, I don't want it. And they pushed, basically the country pressured him into becoming the first president. He didn't even want that. So I think he would have been humble enough to where it would not have affected him to be a king. Now, his lineage afterwards, they probably wouldn't have been dicks. But him, I don't think it would have affected him. I think it would have been his lineage afterwards, which most of the time, if you look at ruling families that rule for a long time, it's not really the original ruler. It's their kids later on in generations that become like the ruthless tyrants.
Like if basically if one person becomes like evil, then if they have the next generation, they have like a couple of kids or something, then their kids are going to turn out to be that way. I know that all too well from playing a lot of Zelda games from Ganondorf and all that. So I can kind of relate to it. But anyways, overall though, at the end of the day, I'm actually, like I said, I am super hyped for this game to come out.
It's been a while since we've been hyped for a game, actually.
I mean, there's been, not been a while, but there's been, like, a couple of, games that people have been hyped about. Not just, PlayStation, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever. So Final Fantasy VII Remake, Resident Evil 3, Animal Crossing, obviously. There were some games that were pretty hyped up, though. A lot of people were hyped up, and they're still hyped up about it to this day.
Yeah, but, like, if you take out the remakes... And
that is true. That is a good point.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you really take out the remakes, you had Animal Crossing. Some were hyped for Modern Warfare. I really wasn't, because there was no zombies. I do like Warzone. That's actually very competitive. I like playing that. But I mean, realistically, if you take out the remakes, I don't think there's maybe more than 2 or 3 games people were hyped for.
Well, actually, from what I've been seeing, though, and this is like apart from like all the remakes and everything is just the year of the remake this, year of the remake that. Everybody's hyped up for the remakes, but yeah, even like first party, third party content for like Nintendo, PlayStation, whatever the game may be, like make it like I would say like make it like maybe like some company create like a brand new game like completely fresh. Like I was hearing some talk about Resident Evil 8, and this is like way down the line. Like they were starting to like speculate rumors all over Twitter saying like, oh, there's the little screenshot right up here for Resident Evil 8, and obviously it was fake. Like, I mean, obviously everybody's like, oh, you'll see werewolves and other creatures apart from like zombies. I'm like, no, we're not gonna see werewolves and I mean, maybe there might be like some different monsters, but I don't know about it. Like werewolves, really though? I don't know.
Werewolves wouldn't fit because Resident Evil is based off a virus that makes people flesh-eating zombies, not werewolves.
Yeah, like, or unless they like create something that turns them into like actual, like some people. Well, I've seen like other monsters, like not just zombies though, like plant creatures, and you have this like even Resident Evil 2, you had this giant man-eating alligator that was just like humongous, like in the in the sewers, just like roaming around, and it's just.
That's really not something from the T-virus. It's just based off the old adage that there's a bunch of gators down the sewers of New York, so they threw it in the game for Raccoon City.
Yeah, that's just like that doesn't really make any sense, honestly.
Now, I will admit, like here we have some big drainage, and around me we have some small swamps, and there are gators downtown, and some have been like not really gigantic ones, but there have been some found in the sewers. Because during high tide, the drain is where the water is, so they can go into the drains, and they'll sit there and chill, and somebody will go down there to check it, and then there'll be a gator with their tail facing them. They're actually facing out so they can get out. Gators really don't bother people that much, but it does freak out the workers.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably be freaked out too if I was one of those workers over there. I would be terrified of anything gigantic, or even like spiders for that matter. But yeah, I mean, most of that wouldn't really make any sense to me, in a way.
Yeah, but the one that made me laugh was years ago, they had a 9 or 10 foot gator. He stretched across the whole highway. He was so big. It was just a small 2-lane highway. But he literally, like, I'm tired of walking, and plopped and laid down in the middle of the road, covering both sides.
Like, he was just nope,
his
too lazy.
Front snout was a foot past the oncoming lane, and his tail was a foot and a half past on the other lane. And he just sat. So they called law enforcement out, and it was on the news, and they're trying to get this giant gator off the road so traffic can flow. And he's just sitting there like, screw you, I'm not moving.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't live over there, because I would be like, I wouldn't even travel to begin with anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's the first time that's ever happened, but it's still. And then people raised Cain, and wanted a police officer arrested because he killed it. But the reason he killed it was because it broke the line and went after the handler, the person that was trying to capture him, and almost grabbed him, and it started to charge. So he took out his pistol and shot it several times in the head to get through that. Their skulls are really thick, so it took several shots, and finally he got through and hit him in the brain and killed him. And I mean, they wanted him arrested, they wanted him fired, brought up. I was like, are y'all serious? The thing was charging a human being and was going to kill them. So the officer shot the thing to save a human life, and you want him arrested? Are y'all nuts?
Yeah, I don't get that. There's a lot of like off topic. There's a lot of like dirty police stuff that happens even in America. So it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't dirty police. He literally shot the thing because it was about to kill an
Yeah,
animal.
I mean, I can see that. That makes sense. I definitely understand that. But I've seen like, stupid stuff happen, like way worse. But anyways, yeah, back to the topics here.
Oh, we do have topics. That's right.
I mean, yeah, we've been going off and on with we've been going. This show's been all about going off and on with like getting like off, and 25 minutes later, here we are starting him again. But anyways, want to get to some Nintendo news. So few days ago, Ventures Beats' Jeff Grubb said a Nintendo Direct presentation wouldn't be happening this June around E3 2020, what should have been taking place, though. And the same report went on to reveal that Nintendo was currently in the process of telling partner developers that it wouldn't be holding a Direct next month following the official cancellation of E3. And if you're listening right now, if you weren't entirely convinced at the time, Eurogamer's own sources have also been able to support this little story that's been going on. And it goes on to mention that Nintendo won't be going ahead with the presentation because it needs more development time on first-party releases. So, and we were talking about this here a little bit ago, and Nintendo was putting together an event for June, which planned to show off the first-party schedule for the rest of the year, and they revealed the rumored Super Mario 35th Anniversary remasters. So, Nintendo really hasn't made an official statement on whether or not Direct will go ahead next month, or whether there will ever be one, but it has previously stated that it will continue to be flexible and redirect its efforts to keep fans up to date after the cancellation of this year's E3. So, Penguin, like I said, man, does this make sense to you? Like, they would cancel this sort of thing? Like, there's no Direct happening in June?
I want to say that they're blaming it because of what's going on, but at the same token, I don't think it's a bad move for them because it gives them time to perfect it and get any bugs that might have been in it out.
Mm-hmm. And here's my thing on this. So I'm happy for this because for one, I have plenty of Nintendo games to play. Obviously, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Animal Crossing. I've been recently getting into Splatoon 2, which I actually uploaded a montage on my channel. If you guys haven't checked that out, you should definitely go check that out. Not to self-promote or anything, but you know what? Yeah, it's my podcast. I can self-promote. Go check out my video if you guys haven't.
How are you self-promoting when it's your own damn show?
But then it's like, no,
sorry to self-promote on my own show, but go check out my other channel.
Like it when you self-promote. Bill, shut up. You just don't like anything. Damn. Okay, but anyways, so I'm really happy with what I'm playing with as of right now. I mean, there's plenty of Nintendo content coming down, later on this month. Everybody's going to be excited for just to have something new and all that. But yeah, the whole rumors about, the Super Mario Remastered rumors, and somebody was actually mentioning this on a podcast, and I actually do agree. If you expect less, you will actually get something you want. But if you expect more, then you're just going to have your hopes shot down. That was actually one of the good quote that I've heard in a while. I'm not going to say the person's name, though, but there's a couple people that said the same thing. But yeah, just expect less and get more. that's the philosophy.
That's why we're always excited when Matman shows up.
And then all of a sudden it's
expect
just
less and get more. Love you, Matt.
Oh my god. Yeah, but that's how Nintendo works, though. That is basically how all Nintendo's fans
pop in the chat on the side. Screw you.
I heard that. But
to be silent.
But like I said, I'm happy with what I have. At least I need to, because basically this year, especially for Nintendo fans everywhere, this is basically the year, and not just Nintendo, but PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. This is the year of the backlog. And if you don't know what backlog is, you have a list of games that you got to complete. And to be honest, that's basically all you do is just keep a list of games you need to achieve or complete, and if you got to put them in certain sections, like put one section this is the game I have to complete, the games that you've completed that's put in another section, and there's another section where it's you got to play these games way before, not way before, but you got to basically, if you want to play a game that you've never played before, you put it in that list too. So that's why I say it's the year of the backlog for a lot of reasons. Not just, the coronavirus, being such a nincompoop. I've never used that word before, but I'm using it now. But if it weren't for the coronavirus, I think the backlogs wouldn't be taking too much into place as of right now. But at the same time, it is kind of a plus, though, for us gamers everywhere that we have this sort of thing. And it keeps us... No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like for gamers, I would say like the Wuhan virus, just to annoy people. But I would say that it actually has been a blessing to gamers because it's put a lot of games just hitting the shelves nonstop on hold for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like people aren't scrounging to get the next big game or trying to outdo each other. And I really think gaming companies really need to take this time to, okay, I know we have to social distance, but is there anything that we can do, like set up to where this person can come in and this person come in, but nobody else can come in or what have you, and work out some more kinks in the game so when everything lifts and we can get it out there, it comes out 100% perfect with no glitches except for like maybe minor ones here and there that we might have missed, versus like you release one that's got a ton of crap that's wrong with it. And
Friday the 13th, for example, still glitched to this day.
No, that's a perfect game. What are you talking about?
Absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But I was actually looking on Twitter, and I know there's a lot of people that show off Animal Crossing stuff on Twitter. There's been people that they've had like cancellations of, weddings, dinner dates, graduations.
Yeah, they were getting married on Animal Crossing at like farms.
Yeah, and people actually, they do like, I know the whole social distancing's turned into effect now, but people have been actually going on date nights on Animal Crossing, which is, that goes to show you. No, I mean, hey, you got to be creative one way or another, right? Hey, sometimes it's okay to be weird. Hey, like I said, I'm weird, you're weird, everybody's weird. We're all weird in our own way, but...
To what level of weirdness are you?
Yeah, don't be normal, be different, as somebody once said. But, yeah, it's adorable, like, that people, like, would actually create these ideas just from scratch just to put into Animal Crossing. And I feel like that is, I've seen this, like, on the news, that's, like, everybody is coming together because of that game. And we were talking about this like a couple weeks ago. Like, it's not just, even non-gamers or it's basically becoming the new mainstream of gaming for social distancing. And everybody's getting a Nintendo Switch for it because of it too.
I want to say I remember reading something where they talked to the people who came up with this game, and they're like, I want to say I remember them saying like, we knew it might be somewhat of a big game because like kids or something, but never in their lifetime, I think they didn't realize with the stay at home and all that, is like it would blow up like it has.
Oh yeah, the game was going to blow up to begin with, even before it got released when it got announced at E3 last year. But like this though, oh man, I'm so glad I got this game. Honestly, it helps me with my depression and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
It helps me. Like that's why I play it a lot. That's why I have a good number of hours on that game because it helps me relax, helps me chill. It helps me get away from the competitive multiplayer side of things, and it's just, like I said, it's very, very relaxing.
Yep.
But I don't know. That's just.
A lot of people have gone toward.
Yeah, that's just me though. I know Matt. I mentioned this a couple of times though on the show, but we were saying like, oh, if Matt bought it for his kids, though, he'd never get a Switch back. He wouldn't, like, hands down. Just like.
Well, I want to say even before this though, there was certain games that came out that I've watched streamers say they let their wife or girlfriend play it, and she took over the Switch. So for a birthday or Christmas present, they got them their own Switch. So where are you going? He said, "No, I've got one that you won't give me back, so this is yours."
I've seen a lot of people on Discord like get Animal Crossing just to have like their spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, whoever play it. They never got their, like 95% of those people never are getting their Switches back or Switch Lights back just because they're on Animal Crossing so much. Which I've seen it. It's just absolutely mind-boggling that people would just go out of their lengths just to play Animal Crossing all day. There's
been games like that for like PlayStation had a game similar, like not like similar to Animal Crossing, but the effect where if you let somebody use your system to play it, you're never getting it back. Xbox has had those.
Oh yeah.
And that's like my brother. He especially when I started doing like YouTube or trying to get into YouTube and everything, and he's like, "Hey, get up!" Nope. Nope.
He's like, "Nope."
I don't touch any of my stuff. And I told him, I was like, "I've got my own profile. I've got games on there. I don't need you going on there and getting hooked on a game and where I can't play my own system.
As Barney the dinosaur once said, "Learn to share, man. Learn to share."
As Penguinator once said, "Kiss my ass."
The Rock says you can kiss his ass, but anyway, but yeah, I mean, those are just like games.
What the Rock is cooking? Smells like
yeah,
chicken.
but like I said, those are just games that just help me relax, though, in one way, shape, or form. And going back to the and like I said, gas canister, even from last show that we did, actually on a Monday. Which is kind of ironic. We're doing 2 shows in less than a week here. Surprise! But yeah. So he was talking about like last week for the Super Mario 64, if possible, like remastered. Like if you can have a couple options if you want to put in like the actual remastered but with new graphics or the classic graphics. Which, in my opinion, if this actually happened, I wouldn't mind like doing one way or another, just like to have the classic vibes or have the
option.
Yeah, make that an option, exactly. If it happens,
like yeah, I'd say like in the settings, make it an option where classic graphics or updated graphics, it would be the player's choice.
Now, for me though, I want a Zelda game remastered. I know there's like plenty of those in the past, like Wii U had like Wind Waker and this is the thing that I get like bashed on, and I've mentioned this before on podcasts. I get bashed on so many times, and they say like, "Oh, Kyle, you need to play Wind Waker." I honestly do need to play Wind Waker. That's like the one Zelda game that's like I wanted to play before, but I never got the chance to. But like I said, once I get everything taken care of, I'm hoping I want to play it though. I want to try at least the best I can to play Wind Waker, and I swear to God, if there was coming a point where I've passed away and I don't play Wind Waker, I'm just gonna haunt myself.
Put that on your tombstone.
Yeah, I'm gonna haunt myself. Like, instead of me haunting somebody, I'm just gonna haunt myself for the rest of my life. But
Kyle the Pug couldn't play Wind Waker to save his mug.
Poor Pug. But yeah. So, like going back to the Direct though, like I said, I'm happy that there's nothing really as of huge going on. But you never know. But lately, Nintendo's been like the sort of company that just throws curveballs and change-ups out of nowhere, just like the last Direct they did, like the whole Nintendo Direct Mini, where it was just not even announced, not even up for thing, but all of a sudden, bam, here it is, right in your face, 7 o'clock p.m., not p.m., but a.m. Pacific time where they dropped it, and good God, I mean, it had a good selection, and not only, that, but the DLCs that were coming out, Pokemon Sword and Shield, that DLC is going to be dropping here, Isle of Armor. I think the estimated time is like June 20th, I think, what was supposed to come out. I mean, I don't think there's rumors about it being postponed because of the coronavirus, but I mean, now that I think about it, I don't really think that people would actually go to GameStop or Best Buy or whatever just to get like an eShop card just to pay for the DLC if they just like to add it onto their Switch profile.
No, I do think that it was postponed from May to June to try and give time, but I don't think it's going to be postponed past June.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, honestly, I feel like there's a lot of people that purchase DLC just digitally. I don't, like, when was the last time you even seen somebody purchase something, like, physically just for the DLC? Or unless they, like, get, like, a PSN card or Nintendo Switch eShop or Xbox, whatever they do for Xbox. I can't really remember the name of it, but when was the last time they've seen somebody do that,
Destiny 2, because they wanted to get the statue of the guy that was going to die in the Forsaken DLC.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that would make sense. So, like that, even Black Ops,
what was his damn name now? I can't remember.
Oh, you're gonna have to look that up now. But Black Ops 2, actually, I mean, that and Black Ops 2 were like the top 2 games that people would buy PSN cards, physically just for the DLC. And then when he had, PS3 with Black Ops 3 and 4 and even Infinite Warfare and World War II for that matter, you just had games, everybody pre-purchases them, like, digitally. It's just like nobody goes out anymore, not even to GameStop. I mean, sometimes if you wanted to, like, maybe get, like, less gigs for a game, I mean, yeah, that's fine. You can go to GameStop, buy it, whatever, all that jazz. But everybody does it just to everybody pre-purchases games or even pre-orders games, digitally now because they don't want to go to GameStop. And like I said, going back to your story here with the whole Arkham Knight situation with the bundle pack and unboxing everything, like you're never going back again. And I'll tell you this right now, I'll probably never go back either unless I wanted to get something over there, like I wanted to get for like an eShop or thing or PSN code or something. I don't know. That's the only reason why I go over there, just to get those,
Yeah,
But
his name was K6. That's what his name was.
oh, okay, gotcha. But okay, but yeah, like I was saying, I was never going back over there again. But I mean, the GameStop I had was they had all right people. They were cool, but I don't know, just something about just the whole selling systems. Like you were saying in the beginning, was just shady. But
yeah, I think it depends on the manager of the store at the time.
mm-hmm.
Because you have some that they'll do anything to make a sale for a credit card or something like that. But then you have some like the one I had. He'll call me and like, hey, what happened? And it's like, all right, come back in, I'll fix it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's retarded. No, one thing if you left the store with it and came back, yeah, that's different. But you literally said, I'll open it here in front of you and give you the damn game for full credit. He's like, that's retarded. Bring it back.
Yeah, just bring it on back. But anyways, moving on here. So Major League Baseball, I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to get to some little sports thing real quick, because Major League Baseball, which this is kind of like, well, before I get to that, I made a baseball field on Animal Crossing. Like, I made like a smaller baseball field, but then I updated it. If you guys haven't seen my Twitter at Kyle the Pug, I actually did post a picture on it, so if you guys want to go check that out, definitely do that. You would be more than welcome to check that out. But Major League Baseball officials have come cautiously optimistic this week that the season will start late in June and no later than July 2nd, playing at least 100 regular season games. And according to 3 executives with knowledge of those talks, they requested this because the plan is basically still under consideration. And the only, catch to it, no pun intended, is that baseball will be played, but it will be played in their own major league ballparks with no fans. So they're looking at late June, early July, like July 2nd, somewhere around there. But it would make sense, like if they wanted to start the baseball season with, have no fans, like what WWE has done, for like weeks and weeks and weeks, do on shows with no audience. Like, like I said, I'm a baseball junkie. I miss baseball, but I would definitely like to see at least a game, like before anything gets out of hand.
I think the problem I have with that is studies have been done that have shown that, like, if you're out in the open versus somewhere enclosed, like, even though the stadium is technically enclosed, if it's an open ceiling stadium where you're open to the fresh air and you say sell seats but have 2 or 3 seats between you on either side for social distancing, you can still have somewhat of a fan base in there. And
just have them just like spread out,
Yeah, but only for the stadiums that are open ceiling. Any of them that are enclosed dome stadiums, you can't do that because you're enclosed air system.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of seats though in every single baseball stadium where it's just like, okay, we'll allow like, yeah, shout out to her, but yeah, you'll have seats in stadiums where there's like the first 5,000 fans like go into the stadium, just like, here, put them on one section, like separate them, like social distance themselves a little bit, and then have like put the other half like on the other section, don't have it like, super crazy with all these fans entering. Like, obviously, there's a lot of people that are just like, oh my god, what are we gonna do just once they like open up the parks again? There's gonna be a lot of people like either way. Like, once they reopen everything, it's just like they're gonna go nuts. Like, I remember, a little off topic, with the whole Florida and the whole beach thing. Like, people were partying, saying like, oh, screw the coronavirus, I'm gonna get drunk whenever I feel like. But that was completely another topic here. But MLB is considering a 3-division, 10-team plan in which teams play only within their division. a concept gaining support among owners and executives, and it would abolish the traditional American and National Leagues and realign the divisions based on geography. So you'll have 10 West teams, 10 Central teams, and then 10 East teams. What do you think about that?
That could actually, not just for what's going on now with the virus, but that could work overall better for teams in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because you figure you're having to play almost every team in the major leagues, which leads to over 120-something games a year. But if you cut it down to where you only play within your division, that'll help you cut down the majority of your games. So you're still playing a lot, but you're not playing that many.
Mm-hmm.
And it can help the players out too, to where they're not as tired. They get to spend more time with their family, and so on. So I think overall that would be a better choice in the long run for them, because if you compare major sports and their time frames for their seasons, baseball spends way more time away from family than football.
Oh yeah,
basketball,
and I think the number one, I know it's not, it's sports entertainment. WWE, I think, is ahead of Major League Baseball for that, because you have all these, superstars that are like, they have no off season, so they got to train every single day. I think like that's the only one that's ahead of that. But yeah, I feel like that they've done like their whole, I would say their 3-game sets or 4-game sets, because they're, they play games like almost, every single day, like even like max 7 days a week here. And then sometimes there'll be teams that have like days off and all that. But here's what I was thinking. How about we actually like separate, like have one team play another team, like have 2 teams play each other like one day. Have them get like a day off the next day, and then the next day after that they can go like do their, their usual, I would say best 2 out of 3. To like kind of limit everything a little bit for health-wise and safety reasons. But I don't know. Like I said, that's just me. But
and also I was
like make it like basketball in a sense,
But also make it kind of like football, where you play like say 2 or 3 weeks, and then you have a week off, something like that. Because I talked to somebody, and they have a family member. They're in the pros. I think they played for the Devil Rays. Oh, excuse me, the Rays. Now we can't have devil in it. But
that's a good point.
Just retarded. They made the comment that they talked to them, and they said while they like the fans, they like playing the game. They say that they wish that there was a way to have more time with their family during the season, because their season is so long.
Oh,
they're
yeah,
gone for a ton of games.
Yeah, 162. April to September, like early October, and that's where all the postseason stuff comes in.
Yeah, and I think out of pro sports, they have the longest season too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, 162. Yeah, that is definitely the longest sport during the 5-month span. Because every sports like NBA, NFL, they usually go for like 5 months. Yeah, like 5 months. I think 5 months to be exact. So yeah, so it'd be like April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, 5 to 6 months, somewhere around there. Because
they don't have that many games.
Yeah, like that is true. Where football is played like every week, basketball is kind of like they play one game one day and then every other day, and then baseball is just like constant. Like 7 days minimum, as I mentioned before, just over and over and over, It's just, I mean, it's fun, though. I love baseball. Baseball is probably, like, my favorite sport to watch, and it can be heartbreaking at times. You can ask
Especially
me...
if you're an Angels fan.
Oh, shots fired at Matt. But, well, actually, I thought you were going to take shots fired at me, but, well, I mean, I guess that works, too, but... Anyway,
it's more fun to annoy Matt when he's not here.
Just talk about him behind his back. You are a coward. But
I talk about him in front of his face. I don't care.
That's what I said. But okay, so going back to this though, real quick. So the plan, pending approval of medical experts and providing that COVID-19 testing is available to the public, would eliminate the need for players to be in isolation, allow them to still play at home at their home ballparks while severely reducing travel. So that would make sense in a way, because, like I said, traveling is kind of dangerous nowadays. So, like I said, a little bit off topic. Stay home, wash your hands, take a shower. But, and like you were saying earlier, it would make the players, spend a lot more time with their families, going back to that point. And then that was actually a really good example of what that article was mentioning from USA Today, that if you, like I said, 2 out of 3 gets, make like a playoff series, but not really. Spend time with their families, hold them, hug them, kiss them, whatever. Just have all the players get a day off if they do that. I don't know. That's just my thing. But
can you imagine, like, if they cut down their game amount from from a series of games to, until the World Series or playoffs, only 2 games at a time against the team, and then they have 2 days off for it.
Like they're saying 100 games, at least max.
Yeah, so they have to cut out a lot of games, and I think they can do it. If they do it right, it'll benefit the players and their families more. Now, you're gonna have some nitwit fans that are like, "Screw it, I want 100." I was like, "Well, yeah, but you're not the one out on the field taking the time away from their families, so shut the hell up."
Well, that's the same with protesters like that are everywhere. I mean, they're cuckoo crazy. They're like cuckoo birds, Yeah,
I mean, they're not the ones having to sacrifice their time from family and everything else and time on the road. So, if you have a player that says, "I want to take some time off and I'll come back," and they flip out because it's their favorite player, like, dude, I want you to sit there and go on the road for 5 months away from your family, and then say you're going to keep doing it for another several years without taking a break.
Yeah, and Roman Reigns, I know this is a WWE superstar. Everybody knew he had the leukemia and all that. I know it's not baseball related, but it kind of is an example of who was trying to take time off from their families, and not just for his own family though, but because of his own health concerns. That's why he withdrew and backed out, because of that purpose too.
Yep. And I don't fault him for that.
Oh, no question. Exactly. People are going to be...
Anybody that does are a jackass.
Yeah, just have no heart, no soul, no nothing. But, yeah, that's just how I would feel on that. But, like I said, if the MLB season happens, great. If it doesn't happen, if we go without an MLB season, then, that's fine. But at least, have the players that signed with new teams. Like I said, Mookie Betts, for example, went to the Dodgers. If there's no baseball season that happens through the entire year, when this whole thing is all said and done and taken care of, everybody finds a vaccine and everything, just give them a chance for next year. Have them play for the teams that they signed with, for this, upcoming year, or upcoming next year, excuse me. And again, if there's no season played, just bam, let that happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be just me, though. And I'm just not saying, just because that's my team. I would love to have Mookie Betts just, stay on the Dodgers. No question about it. Be a franchise player and all that. But I'm talking about with, everybody that's signed. Any sort of player, Matt was excited about Randone going to the Angels from the Nationals. And, like I said, have him, like I said, if the season doesn't progress, if it doesn't happen, make him play free, next year. Give him another chance. And, like I said, it happens, it happens. It doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I know I repeated myself, but like I said, I do not care. I do not care.
What happens, happens. If you don't like it, kiss my ass.
But, anyways, so I forgot to mention what I've been up to. I know we were talking about what Penguin has been up to with the whole story thing, kind of threw me off, but so what have I been up to? Let's see, apart from streaming to help you guys, get entertained and all that, but Nintendo wise, which I've kind of I would say, been on the Nintendo grind as much. I'm preparing for Splatfest, Splatoon 2, Ketchup versus Mayo. Like I said, hashtag Team Mayo, because see, this is the funny story. I am not a ketchup person. I do not like ketchup. That's actually... Penguin's like, what? You don't like ketchup? I mean, if it's mixed with something, then maybe. I know it's healthy, but if you mix it with some dressing or something, then maybe.
I mean, there's people that don't like ketchup. It don't bother me.
Yeah, but see, I want to tell a story though. I mean, I like mayonnaise. I'll use it on chicken sandwiches, or whatever, ham, cheese, whatever the case may be. But oh my God, it involves my old man, my dad. this is like the grossest thing you're ever gonna hear. So, my old man will eat anything with mayonnaise, including hot dogs with mayonnaise. And when I saw him eat that, oh my god, I almost threw up in my mouth seeing that. Yeah, I legit almost threw up in my mouth. Like, I don't know how he would eat hot dogs with mayonnaise, which is just, oh man. I wouldn't do it. I mean, he'll eat anything with mayonnaise, so that's the scary part. Not just hot dogs. He'll eat anything. Which is... yeah. It's... I just walk out of the room in like 2 seconds. Like, nope, goodbye. But yeah, that's just my thing on... I mean, like I said, mayonnaise with like certain stuff, it's fine, but... I don't know.
I've actually tried a hot dog with ranch before.
Really?
That was actually not bad.
Okay. Like chicken wings and a salad with ranch. Wow, hot dogs with ranch. I've never heard that before. But
I did it on the dare, and I was like, that's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I dare you to eat, hot dogs with ranch, hot dogs with mayonnaise.
Yeah, when you get cops together and they're going to dare each other to do something stupid.
I mean, that's all the time now. That's just basically all the time now.
Yeah.
But
I mean, but at least our dares are like, I dare you to eat this with this on it versus I dare you to go over there and say something stupid to somebody.
Right, exactly. But anyway, so yeah, that is a really gross story that I really wanted to share out there, so that's why I said, well, I mean, like I said, ketchup mixed with something like dressing, whatever, I'm fine with that, but just straight up ketchup is just, yeah, I'm not gonna taste it. That's why I say Team Mayo all the way for Splatoon 2. But anyways,
now, what do you think of was it Heinz? I think they were coming out with Mayochup or something like that.
They're coming out with what now?
It was called Mayochup or something like that. It was ketchup and mayonnaise mix.
I have never heard that until just now. So you want to explain that for me? I know it's ketchup and mayonnaise mix, but where is the sorcery and where did you come from? Where did this come from?
Well, basically, where I've grown up, like the southeast of the U.S., there's this thing where people will mix ketchup and mayonnaise together as a fry dip.
Okay, I think I've actually heard that before somewhere.
And it is so popular that Heinz said that they were going to come out with a Mayochup, which was exactly that, just ketchup and mayonnaise mixed.
Okay.
So people, instead of having to buy 2 condiments, they were already combined into that one to try and help people save money. Which I'm like, I get you're trying to help your consumer, but if you're a company trying to make money, don't go ahead and put them both together.
I'm gonna have to look this up after the. I'm gonna have to look this up after the show then, because I'm actually kind of curious to see what this.
I want to look at it because I know they talked about it, and then all this other crap started happening. I was like, crap, I never even kept up with it.
All right, so a couple other things I've been up to. Obviously, Animal Crossing. I know Matt, and then Matt kind of like jumps on me for it. Animal crackers, ha ha ha! But I haven't. But I haven't really been on it as well. I wouldn't say be on it though, but I mean I'm still kind of on it periodically just to check like on my villagers what I gotta do to like dig up some fossils, sell it to Blathers for like, well, not sell it, but like donate it, and if he actually has the fossils, I just turn them in for cash for bells and all that. But yeah, Sunday was turnip day, so I bought turnips from Daisy Mae, the little pig character, for 94 turnips. And the whole thing with turnips is that it can, like, the price range from bells can go from like 90 to at least 110 at max. So if you get like the 90 minimum, you're gonna buy low and sell high, because throughout the 6 out of 7 days where you can actually sell the turnips, you want like a really good number, like I'd say like in the 500 600 range. So you will basically buy low, sell high. That's like the whole motto for turnip buying, and you basically want to sell a lot for cash. That's like the whole objective behind it. So that's what I've been doing for at least for the Animal Crossing part, apart from like sending mail to friends on Animal Crossing. Okay. But
I just sent you the link in Twitter DMs, but I'm on the Heinz main website. They have Mayochup, which is ketchup mayonnaise mix.
All right.
They have Mayo Must,
Oh boy. You're going back to this now.
I'm serious. I was like, I only knew of the one, and apparently there's several mashups they're doing. So they have Mayo Must, which is mayo and mustard mix. They have Cranch, which is ketchup and ranch mix, and Mayo Q, which is mayo and I don't know what the Q is. Oh, barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I was gonna say barbecue. Yeah, I was just thinking like Q. Actually, I was gonna say mayo and barbecue mixed together.
They actually do have it.
Oh yeah, so I will definitely have to look that up here very very shortly, like right after the show ends. But I mean, yeah, we got a few minutes though, so I'll talk about like one more time. Well, like another game I've been playing though. So Golf Story was another game I've been playing because due to request of a podcast host / friend of mine got me into it, and for what I've been seeing from it, it's a Golf Story is a golf RPG game, which has a lot of comedy and it's got some really good, what's the word I'm looking for?
Boobies.
No, it's not. It's a Nintendo game, so it's not gonna have that. So don't get excited.
Censored boobies.
It's got comical satire, I think it was the word I'm looking for. So the lines are. Some of the lines on there are actually pretty comical and funny though, but there's a lot of things you normally wouldn't do in a golf game that has it in this game, which is it makes you do objectives. It makes you, well, obviously you play golf on there just to like complete the game, but you also have to like complete certain objectives before you compete in tournaments, basically, which is very unique in a way. And this is an indie game, and you can get this. I got this for like $17 on the eShop, so I'm actually pretty good with buying. Was good with buying that. So I think I got that, and I also got To the Moon. I think very dramatic game. Well, that was like a long time ago, so I've already completed that. It took me like 4 hours total to complete that game, but I'm still on Golf Story though, so that's like the #1 game on my backlog list, which I mentioned the backlog list earlier. That I actually do want to complete before Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC kind of consumes me and takes over. That's the one thing I want to do.
There you go.
But Penguin, do you have any backlog games that you want to try to share or complete or anything like that?
Well, we're trying to get y'all back on BO3 Zombies. Let's see.
Oh, actually, there's a lot of stuff like Nintendo and PlayStation I do need to on my backlog list I need to work on, but
well, for the zombies, I'm kind of like Matt, where before I decided to make a separate account just for my YouTube, I've got them completed on my personal, but I don't have them completed for my Penguinator account. So I still got to get Shadows of Evil, I got to get Gora Krovi, and Revelations.
Gotcha. But yeah, I'm like the same way with Infinite Warfare Zombies. Like Infinite Warfare Zombies, I played it a little bit, super fun. I did like, I think they only done it for like high rounds and all that. But I actually, the Easter eggs, if I actually do get it, I actually do want to play zombies with you guys. So that's like one of my things on my backlog is to actually complete all the Easter eggs for Infinite Warfare Zombies. So I would definitely try to, once I get everything in place, I will definitely consider it.
Let's see. Ghostbusters, the video game, remastered.
Okay.
Play that.
Okay.
That's actually based off the original Ghostbusters, not.
Yeah, I've actually heard of it before, so it looks pretty fun.
I still got Assassin's Creed Origins, and I haven't played it yet.
There's a couple other games I've gotten that I haven't played yet. Actually, yeah, I've got Mario Kart 8 for the Switch.
I played Devil May Cry 5.
I haven't played it
not
since.
Too bad. I got to finish Red Dead Redemption 2. I haven't finished that yet. Same thing with Fallout 76. I haven't finished it.
You have a lot of games. Yeah, you got a lot of games. I thought I was bad. You got it way worse than me almost.
Well, it seems like every time I start to get into a game, it was during that time we had the DLC for zombies is dropping, and we all had to go in for the hunt, and I kept putting these on the back burner.
Yeah, you just put them on the shelf one day just to have them get released.
Now, to show you how old my games for PS4 are, I have Killzone from 2013 up on the shelf. I had to look up when that one came out. I was like, I don't remember this. Oh, it came out in 2013. I wonder I don't remember this bitch.
I was like, oh, I don't remember this at all. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do.
Bloodborne, I was starting to play, but when all this stuff started, because I was going to stream, and I'm like, I don't really need to be playing a game based on a bloodborne virus right now for my channel. So,
yeah, especially with the pandemic going around right now, it's just now's not the time.
I kind of put that one on the back burner for that reason.
You have a lot of games, dude. I mean, I know I have a lot of games that I do need to play and I have on the back burner, but
I have like a bookshelf on the side of my room that's the top is like my Blu-rays and DVDs that I like to watch. Majority of the time, the rest I have in a container. And then the shelf below that, the second shelf, is nothing but my PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch games.
Oh, you're pretty well organized, and a lot more organized than I am, that's for sure.
Yeah, and then like the third and fourth shelf, and that's just chaos.
Fourth shelf is just like
those. I'm like, eh.
Unless you're like Haley and you have all these like fruit basket stuff, and it's just like, no. Season 1 through, I don't know, I don't watch anime, but like season 1 through whatever the season is on that, but yeah, it's whatever.
Apparently, I got a Nintendo Switch game called Sports Party that's got golf, basketball.
Oh, do you actually pre-order Sports Party?
I've got the game in my hand.
Wait, is it actually out? Like Sports Party, is it actually out now? Hold on. Well, not Sports Party. Oh, it's still Sports Story. That's the one I was thinking. I was like, okay, I was thinking of something else for a second.
No, that's called Sports Party.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Sports Story is the sequel to Golf Story, so that's why it actually kind of like popped in my head. So, yeah, so somewhere down the line, I'll definitely try to get like pre-order Sports Story, put it on my Switch though. But
I still haven't played Luigi's Mansion 3 yet either.
I still need, same. I need to. There's a lot of stuff I need to do. I have a lot of Nintendo homework assignments than PlayStation.
Game list just keeps growing.
Oh yeah, it is. It's just I think I have more Nintendo games to play than I do PlayStation, but that's just me. But
well, like I said, like every time I got a game, we started playing it. It was like a new map was dropping for BO4 or what have you, and like we kept having to play zombies, and I kept putting games on back burner. And
it kind of ruins everything. New stuff just ruins everything.
Yep. So,
but
the only new stuff I usually get is zombies based, like Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that. But anything other than that, I can put that on the back burner for a while.
Yeah, I hear you. I got you. But nothing really much else to talk about here. We were going, hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, that seems about right here. So, I think we should end it on that note. So, thank you guys so much for joining on the YouTube side. And we are, like I said, always going to have this on YouTube. We actually recording on Twitch, but this will be on demand on YouTube if you guys want to go check that out. And I know there was a couple things wrong with the go live notification for my Discord. So, anyways, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, like I said, recordings sometimes don't go. I mean, they go. We'll have chatters. Sometimes we won't. You know, it happens with podcasts and all that. But anyways, I appreciate everybody for dropping by here. So if you guys want to, please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, all that jazz. If you're watching this on YouTube, and for those who are on the Twitch side, appreciate. Well, there's really nobody like. I don't think anybody got the notification. I don't know. Twitch has been acting weird lately, but either way, appreciate everybody for watching the episode number 7 on the podcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, doesn't matter. This will probably be up by tomorrow or Tuesday, somewhere around there. So I'm trying to get this by late Monday, somewhere around there at the minimum or the earliest. So, Penguinator, thank you, man, for joining. And as always, I'm Kyle the Pug. I will see you guys tomorrow. New streams, new everything. And like I said, I love you guys. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Social distancing. Shower up. Stay clean. And stay safe. And I know I said stay safe twice, but I don't care. You guys need to stay safe. But anyways.
Pickle the pickle.
Hashtag PugBark. Love you guys. Bye.